Rick, you lead missions at a church, and you found a tool that helps you in short-term missions. Tell me about it.
Yeah, as a missions pastor working with a lot of volunteers, it's important for me to help equip them so that they can do their job better. They're busy, they're full-time professionals, and I want to get tools in their hands that help them do missions well. So about 3 years ago, we found a tool called MissionMakr.com, which basically kind of walks through the 4 phases of a trip. The launch phase, which is the recruiting time, the gear up, which is really equipping the team and gathering them together, getting them to know, team building, the go phase when you're out on the field, and reporting back to your church and to the trip followers, and then the tell phase is after that. What is that legacy? How do we tell that story of what God has done on the trip? And what I loved about MissionMakr is it's very easy to use. I'm not a web designer person, but I can get on there and edit all the content. We can create kind of standard templates for our team so we've got some consistency across the board. And there's even a simple way for us as a church to post that on our web page and send our congregation to it. And my goal as a missions pastor not only is to have effective teams that serve the ministries we're partnering with, but also to have our church engaged in that process, because I feel like that's telling God's story. And one of the exciting things about missions is you're getting to experience the mission of God and telling that story both to the people that you're serving as well as your congregation and the people that are supporting a trip.
Well, tell me what exactly is on MissionMakr. You showed me a demonstration and I saw templates. Walk me through some of those.
So on the launch page, you're kind of looking at what's the information you want to get out to your congregation or to people that are potentially interested in church. So maybe there's some pictures from a previous trip. There's a description of the trip, its purpose, some of your key things like when you're going, how much it's going to cost, how do you sign up for the trip application, all those things you can post right there on the launch phase of that. And it's basically interacting with the people that might be interested. You're trying to raise awareness of the trip and interest. In the gear up phase, really that's all about equipping and networking the team. So there's some widgets on there that tell you who's on the trip and you can send comments to them. All of our training material then is posted and hosted right on there so that people can go right to that site as a trip member and prepare for each of the team sessions. And that's also part of where it gets consistency across our different teams. The the go phase really is that communication piece that gets information back to, it's telling that story back to the congregation and the trip followers. So you can post field reports by just sending emails, you can post videos on there, pictures, and it sends out an email saying, hey, the trip has been updated, go check it out.
So let's say I'm a friend of Joe Smith. He's on the trip. I just hit something like, I want to hear about it, and automatically I get emails from the entire team?
Exactly. So there's 2 ways to do that. You can go and sign up yourself, or your friend can actually put your email in and it'll send you an invitation and say, hey, I'm going on this trip. Why don't you become a follower? And you can do that. So then when the news is updated, it'll send you an email reminder and say, hey, the team's just updated that. And you can log back in and see that news firsthand.
What about handling finances? Usually you got to raise $2,000-$3,000. Does this tool help you in that, or do you need to go outside of the tool?
Yeah, you can do it either way. There's a widget in the tool where you can actually donate through a PayPal account, so people can donate to the trip or to the individual, and that's very handy. We as a church just end up sending people back to our website where they donate kind of online for that, so it's very flexible in how you do that as well.